Good day everyone, I am Blessed Gift R. Mangubat and I will be your lecturer for today's topic entitled Trait Theory. But before we start, what is trait theory? Trait theory explains personal traits of a person that can bring him to commit a criminal act or to show a deviant behavior. There are a lot of factors that can influence and develop personality traits such as environmental factors, genetic factors, and also biological factor. And later, we will talk about the biological and psychological trait theories. So let's proceed to the first theory, the biosocial or biological. The first theory under the biological is the biochemical theory. And what is biochemical theory? Due to imbalanced taking of nutrients from the diet and from the vitamins intake by a mother, her child may affect its brain, the way it works, and the way it functions. So it is possible that it may result in cognitive and learning deficits and problems. This theory explains how the environment plays in developing personal traits that can be possible to develop criminal behavior. Let's proceed to the next one, the neurological perspective or theory. What is neurological theory? Based on neurological perspective, children who suffer from measurable neurological deficits at birth are believed to suffer from a number of antisocial traits throughout their life course, ranging from habitual lying to antisocial violence. So basically, once our brain were affected, it may result to brain dysfunction, so eventually it may lead to developing unusual behavior. The strength of this theory is that it explains how neurological disorder affects and influences behavior of a person. And in this theory, the human mind plays a major role in developing the way how people behave. The third one is the genetic theory. What is genetic theory? Based on genetic perspective, some biological theories believe that criminality runs in families, and there are also data suggesting that human traits associated with criminality have a genetic basis. If a family have a criminal background, they believe that it is possible that other members of the family would also develop that kind of criminal behavior. The strength of genetic perspective is that it is easy to determine the demography where high crime rates area that can be possible to have criminal offenders. So it is controllable because there's a particular place of high crime areas that can be monitored by the law enforcer. The last theory under the biological is the evolutionary theory. What is evolutionary theory? Based on evolutionary theory, It says that some criminologists believe the human traits that produce violence and aggression are produced through the long process of human evolution. Also, impulsive behavior becomes intergenerational, passed down from father to son. So it is not surprising then that human history has been marked by war, violence, and aggression. Also, in this theory, it explains the difference of crime rate between the genders. And evolutionary factors influence gender differences because of unequal treatment among the two genders. Let's proceed to the next theory, the psychological trait theories. The first one under the psychological trait theories is psychodynamic. First, what is psychodynamic? It refers to the criminal offenders that depicts an aggressive, frustrated person dominated by the events that occurred early in childhood. Maybe some people who suffered unhappy experiences in their childhood life, or they had families that could not provide proper love and care that make them unable to cope with the conventional society. The strength of psychodynamic theory is that it explains the beginning of crime in psychological perspective. It says that events from the past experiences can mold someone to develop damaged personalities. Also, this theory says that too much use of drugs may lead to developing behavior disorder. The second one is behavioral theory. What is behavioral theory? According to behavioral theory, it maintains that human actions are developed through learning experiences. Also, people tend to alter their behavior once they see others get the benefits in criminal act. However, it can be controlled through negative reactions and punishment against it. Behavioral theory explains that there are a lot of factors that can mold a person's behavior to its darkest side, especially when aggressive acts and criminal behavior was learned by a person. Also, not just the environment where the person belongs develop this kind of behavior, but also the mass media that commonly portrays violence as an acceptable behavior in society. The last one is the cognitive theory. What is cognitive theory? Cognitive theory talks about how people perceive and mentally represent the world around them and solve problems. Poor moral reasoning leads to producing more delinquency in a never-ending loop. It is really important how the people react towards their environment, and mental processes play a major role in influencing someone's behavior. As time passes by, people tend to develop the mental processes as they grow older. Also, they learn to understand the environment based on their mental perception. Basically, not everyone processes information in the same way, and the differences in interpretation may explain the development of different vision of people in the world.